Hey, and welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the new expansion for Forest Shuffle. This is going to be Woodland Edge. So as you can see, it's going to be another small box expansion, just like the first one. Going to bring us some cards, some new animals, and some shrubs. Let's check out how it plays, and then we'll go into my thoughts. All right, let's check out this newest expansion from Forest Shuffle. This is Woodland's Edge. You'll see immediately there's not much to it. It's another little small box expansion with just some cards. So 36 cards in all, and then we have the explanation or the rule book here as well. And that's going to be it. That's everything you get, just the 36 cards. But of course, it matters what is on these cards and what does it bring to the table and to the game here. So we have a couple different animals that it's going to bring in, the European polecat, and the crane fly as well as you're seeing, and a wildcat as well. We have a couple different trees, an elderberry, which is going to bring more play into the ferns here. You can play some ferns. The common hazel, which is going to interact with the bats. And then we have the blackthorn, which is going to interact with the butterflies again. So kind of if you like that butterfly strategy, another way to play that. Speaking of that, we do have another butterfly taking us up to the different species being 7 still, and that's going to be the map butterfly. We have a new flower, and again, we're seeing some more ferns or the shrubs here, which they're bringing in, I'm sure, because they have that tree that's going to interact with it as well. A water vole. The water vole is going to allow you to play cards from your hand as a tree sapling. So this does clarify in the rule book here, when you play that as a tree sapling, you still have to discard a card from the draw pile into the clearing as well. So it's going to shuffle or kind of push forward that timeline as well, but you can get a lot of different trees down in one go. We have a magpie up here as well, which is going to interact with the clearing, so you can play a card from the clearing into your cave. So we're seeing some more cave action there, which is always nice. And then a lot of the cards, the nightingale, the barn owl, they're going to allow you to take another turn if you get that bonus as well, which is nice. So a lot of repeated plays. And then the bee swarm. The bee swarm, once again, is going to interact with the cave and allow you to put cards from the clearing into your cave as well. And then some more bats, more squeakers, more crane flies as sides. So we saw them before as a top. They can also go on one of the two sides. And I believe that is close to another bat there, and that's going to be it. So that's everything that's going to come in this expansion. As you probably saw by now, all the expansion cards are going to have a symbol right here. As we saw with the first expansion, the Alpine cards had the Alpine. This one here is going to have the Woodland symbol. That's going to be it for Woodland's Edge. Let's go back up top and talk about it. Now, right out of the gate with a positive here, I love how easy it is to incorporate this expansion into the base game. You're just going to shuffle the cards in and you're pretty much ready to go. It is going to change setup a little bit because you have to remove a certain number of cards based on your player count, and that number that you remove is going to be increased because of the new expansion material and the cards. So just to maintain that balance, it is going to change the number that you're removing there. So if you've played this game 100 times and you always played at 3, and so you remove X amount of cards, you are going to have to consult the new little leaflet here and keep it with the game to know how many to remove. I like, though, that it is right up front on the very first page. I say first page and it is, 1 page total, but regardless, it's very, very much up front and prominent how many to remove if you are playing with it. And that was actually the first expansion one I had. On the second one, it is also right up front. But yes, that does mean that you can mix both expansions into it. But more on that here in a little bit. I'll come back to that and my thoughts on mixing the two together. So first of all, it's really easy to incorporate it into the base game. I also like that there's very little rules overhead to manage and learn. So you do have one kind of, I guess, new mechanism that you deal with here, and that's going to be the shrubs. So shrubs are cards that you can play out into your tableau like a tree, but they don't count as a tree. They are a shrub. So if you're going into that tree scoring, trying to get the 8 different kinds of trees, or having a bigger forest than the opponent, it's not going to count for that, but they do give you additional places to tuck cards. So you have to know that going into it, but that is one line in the little rule leaflet, and that's it. So if you can understand that, you're ready to play right out of the gate of mixing this in. So that's really nice. I think that this expansion is going to allow you to explore more strategies. And by that, there's a lot more interaction of the cards. And you're going to find that there's more interaction with the cave. So more opportunities to take stuff from the clearing into your cave. More opportunities to draw a card directly from the clearing as well into your hand. And more animals bring additional turns, meaning if you're getting that bonus action, you're able to take another turn immediately. I find that that has a much higher turnover of the cards in your hand, which allows you to explore more strategies. It's no longer, I'm focusing on butterflies and I'm focusing on the trees, but you're focusing on butterflies and trees, and maybe you're getting into the bats a little bit as well. Oh, and maybe a couple shrubs and gnats and things like that. So you're exploring more of the gameplay and have a lot of different strategies that you're exploring. I did find that if you're still playing where you're focused on one or two of those strategies, that you're going to have your hand limit of 10 cards reached a lot more in the game. The first time I played, I think at 3 different times, I reached that hand limit. I was like, because I was digging for a card to play into a strategy. So this doesn't allow for it, more forces you into rounding out your strategy and exploring more of the different angles of the game. So it's not necessarily going to complicate gameplay, but it is going to force you to explore that gameplay a little bit more instead of having that one that you always go for, which I think rounds the game out and is a good addition to it. The last thing I want to mention here before my score on the game is actually the scoring of the game. I think because of the depth of the gameplay that comes with this expansion, it does complicate scoring. It doesn't take it to a new level or anything like that, but it does. Every card is going to be playing off the other cards and off the tableau more. So if you didn't need a notepad before to score, if you didn't feel like you needed a calculator, you're probably going to need it with this expansion. I definitely found myself, for example, not scoring the top and the bottoms together. I definitely went through and did all of the tops and then all of the bottoms because it was just too much to hold in my head to go through scoring like I used to. So that does up the ante a little bit, makes it a little bit more of a gamer's game, I think. If this is one that you're comfortable playing with your family, typically, just know they might need a little bit more help in the scoring phase of the game. So with that, my final thoughts here, I'm going to come down at a 7.5 on this. It's the same score I gave to the first expansion, and I stand there right there with it. I don't think that this is a necessary expansion unless you play the game a lot. If you're looking at that 50 plus plays, definitely 100 plus plays, and you're ready to start seeing more interaction between the cards, exploring different strategies, but still feel like those different strategies are going to be viable, and just kind of want to mix things up a little bit. I really think this is an excellent expansion for that, but I don't think it's going to fit everybody. If you do play this game more comfortably and are definitely looking at it more as like a filler or that family weight kind of game, I think that this is an expansion that you can skip. So for me, it's a 7.5. It's very comfortable. I've played the game a lot. I'm happy to mix it in, and I probably won't think about it again. It's just part of the game now, and that's so nice. But by no means is it necessary for everyone. Now, before we go on here, I did say that I would mention mixing the two expansions together. That does change it a little bit. I think when you have both of these expansions in the game, it definitely becomes a gamer's game and a heavy filler, if you will. You know, I wouldn't put it as that whole, like, your whole game night kind of game that you revolve around this, but it is a lot more depth of strategy with these two together, and I think it really rounds the game out well and shines. So if I was going to put a rating on it, both expansions into the base game, it definitely takes it up to an 8.5 for me. I think this is the game that I always wanted it to be, but it does require getting both expansions and putting them both in. So take that for what it's worth there. The whole package would be an 8.5, but just here with the Woodlands Edge, we're going to sit at a 7.5 on this expansion. Thanks for joining me here today. I'm Camilla at the Dice Tower, and we'll see you next time.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.